Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Morning. Looks like I'm just a tad late here. Well, we're lower from yesterday. So after all that noise, all that trade war back and forth, we end up lower. That's pretty negative. But it is a Friday. And you can always see strange counter moves as people take their positions off on a Friday. In political news, Donald Trump being accused of knowing about his son Don Jr.'s meeting with a Russian. Donald Trump this morning tweeting denial, says that he didn't know. So that's interesting. See how that one turns out. I wonder if, though him being so adamant about that, I wonder if the story that he did is going to come out as fake. Because Cohen said he didn't leak it. Donald Trump denies it. Maybe it's fake news. Could be. Could be. Okay, so on the open, they bought. That's interesting. And oh yes, we have the GDP news in 10 minutes. Yes, sir. So this is going to be interesting because of where we're at. There is a very narrow range, and I think that we might be able to just put auto to put some stops in there. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that as a experiment. Well, let's pull up the links here. Bum, bum, bum. I mean, if it's 4.5, this could move. This could move if some of the numbers that I'm hearing actually happen, but I'm super skeptical. That 4.5. Larry Kudlow says 4.5. Probably not. Probably not. Let's get rid of a bunch of stuff. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. I'm hearing something happened in the cryptocurrency world. What happened here? Let's look up Reddit. Reddit cryptos. Wait, it was rejected? SEC rejects Winklevoss ETF appeal. Well, that does not look good, does it? Yeah, Bitcoin is gonna get destroyed here, guys. We are at some of the most overbought levels that we've ever seen. We should post our notes right now. Boom, boom, boom. We got 10 minutes. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post my notes. We got 10 minutes. I'm gonna pull up the squawk for you guys. And yeah. So I will talk to you guys in about 7 minutes.
time now into second quarter. So again, just running through the rundown. That's the quarter on quarter annualized, expected at 4.2% prior of later reading. That's expected. PCE prices advance 2%, advance 3.7%. And like, many of which are directly related. City looking at, just be aware with the hype surrounding last night. Inline figure or surrounding could as strong reading if it comes in at 4.2%. Four minutes ago. Ten seconds.
Here we go. Here we go.
4.1%, 4.1% for the headline. Deflator coming in at 3.2% with the core PC at 2%. That was the US GDP coming at 4.1%. Was as expected with Reuters, with the deflator coming in at 3.2%. Expected 2.3%. The core PCE at 2%, below expected 2.2%. PC prices advance coming in at 1.8%. GDP deals advance at 5.1%.
So it wasn't a huge outlier.
Revised at 2.2%. GDP price index was prior revised to 2%, while the core PCE again prior revised to 2.2%. Personal consumption prior revised 0.5%.
Okay, so it was a little bit under expectations. Could maybe see 15? Oh, yeah, it's right there. Get out, get out.
Got some earnings as well from Chevron, the second quarter at $1.78, below estimates $2.
So I don't think that I was very well prepared for that particular scenario, was I? So that was a bit of a stop run there. Where did I get in at? 125.
Small from Chevron, that was the revenue of $1 billion.
They're going to try and hold it.
$1 billion.
Yep, and there they do it. So now I'm just seeing a lot of random volatility. Like I think we got our trade. I wish I'd been paying better attention so that I could have gotten 15, but then it could have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there was 2 ticks out of that I missed, but it was okay. I read the order flow, right? It was pretty good. Okay, so here they're gonna try and push it again. If they go past that, then the next step up is 18. We can put a pivot there. Okay. Dang. Interesting. Okay, so there was a big order tried to push it down, and then it pulled. I need to get above 14.5 still. Let's see what happens. Okay, this one's not working. I think I should take a step back for a second. So I'm just going to be too tempted to play with it. Yeah, see that long when I saw the absorption there. Like I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, that was kind of destined to come against me. I should not have been messing with that. Okay, so there was here at 13.5 white. quite the selling if I see an iceberg here. Okay, no, it's just gonna be the node. So I'm not so sure that I want 13.5, even though that's the easy price. Get.
Has on it.
Okay. So the 5-year is giving us this like head and shoulders type of a pattern, but they've been buying all the way through it, so it's not a real head and shoulders. It could be a trap. It could be something like they try and dip and catch it. So 032 is 1 tick outside the range. It usually takes them 2 ticks in ZF to really... Can't tell you how many times I've seen it in ZF where there's an edge like that and they go 1 tick past it and then they stop. Okay, there's 2 ticks. That's good. Buyers are trying to hold it here. Well, I think that our risk would have to be somewhere down to 10 or 11. 10 to 11. This area right here is our risk, I think. Have E-mini up. The move in the E-mini is not really kind of weird. Yeah, trying to catch it there at 14.5 was a little foolish. Like they made a new high, but they were clearly, the sellers were going to try and come in. And I think it was just like any other day that maybe would have been okay, but that one can definitely fail. When, like, after it's made a new high and you get that absorption, like that one's pretty common, and because it's so common, it's more likely to fail, I think. I think probably 55% of the time it goes up from that one. Okay, well that was a tick up. Are they gonna... Okay. Okay. So see here, this 4, and this. This 4, and then the 5 on the other side. Okay. So it was 5, now it's 36. That's good. That means they're pulling. Okay, but they're gonna fight here at 13.5. So we should be cognizant now at this point that we just bought the middle of the range. See it right there? I didn't notice it when I placed the order, but there it is right there. So if we give up on this one and we decide we want to buy again, we really probably need to get to 120, 120, sorry, 12, 12 half. That 14 is really pulling. It's gonna flip here in a second, potentially. Nope. You got me, guys. Yeah, I thought it was gonna flip, and then what happened? They pulled the bid down by 300 and didn't do it. What good show? Good show. That's not what I want to see, guys. This little bit of stacking there. I mean, it's holding, but it's like 6. And I'm not seeing anybody buy into 14. Okay. 1 buy into 14. We should clear all this and reset it so we can see a little bit better what's going on here in the 30-year in relation to the other two. Okay. Whew. So I really hate that. Like seriously, before that 33 traded, there was only 2 orders and it just did it all at once. How do you know that it's going to do it or not? Okay. So a little bit of a back tick, but it's okay. No. The 5 years not gone anywhere. The 30 years not gone anywhere. So that uptick was not justified. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think that I should have pulled 1 tick out of that. Okay, well there's 3,000 people to sell here. They're taking it. Maybe they hold this one and we should just stay out, but I don't like this trade. There you go. So there would have been the 1. Maybe it could be selling right now. Oh no, wait, the 30-year did. The 30-year moved up, so that time it was okay. Well, I think that I just was not on the ball there. You know, nobody really sold back into it. Patterns don't work over the long haul. It's all about the orders. Yeah. I've found that almost every pattern that I've seen, you will always see it. It's a thing that the market just does, but they always come out to be 50-50. It's like anything that's that apparent, there's no actual edge in it, even though it happens all the time. I'm just a little bit worried about this trade because the GDP number was bad, but it wasn't that bad. And so, like, I feel like it definitely justifies us going back into yesterday's range. And yesterday's point of control was 14. And where are we trading the volume at? 14. So if we got in at 13.5, what are the chances that they try and push it out? I mean, this six right here has gotten awfully thick for sure.
Getting Trump speaking at New York.
Right at the equities open.
2 o'clock in London time. Economy. President Trump speaking at 9:30 time on half a time.
And when I look at the delta, what I'm seeing is we got 3 pretty big buys and we've stayed in this range, and we've got a really big sell. Two pretty good sells that didn't go anywhere. So I think the bias is up, but I'm just kind of questioning. Okay, if I had gotten, what was it, 13.5? If I had stayed in that 13.5, maybe I would take 1. Right? It was a good entry, it was a good trade, it was a poor exit. But I'm really cautious and concerned about the range here. Like, I think there's a really good possibility that we tick up to 15 and can't tick 15.5. If they do tick 15.5, I think there's a really good possibility that they trade 16 and then come back and see them come back down to it. We're in a range. We're in a range, except for that this is really big support. We're in a range between here. You can see it in these ones too, right? How easy would it be for them to just this right here is going to be key if that pulls at all. I think at this point, if I had been long 13.5, that you could take it off for one tick, or you could wait and see if it busts out, and if it busts out at all, you take it off. If there's any kind of like impulsiveness up, you take it off. So that's why I'm also thinking if I see that, I might want to fade it. Yeah, okay, so that 25 is pulling. They tick down, what does the 13 do? Okay. So they attacked it. There's ice breaking there still. And they're totally off kilter. I mean, they're all three of them look like they're about to tick down, but the 5 here is the 5 and the 10 are even, in the 30 years one tick up. Maybe that's just an indication that I reset it in the wrong spot. Okay, now an iceberg at 14.5. So if I had gotten out 13, definitely would be taking my +2 there. I don't think it's far enough away to justify taking a short, but I think it's likely they're going to push through it and then maybe fail after. I just see a lot of reasons to not take the trade. I want to take the trade. I mean, I wish I was still long 13.5. Okay, so there it is. So they are going to take 15.5 this time. They didn't. They didn't touch it. There you go. That time they traded 15.5. For sure. Well, that sucks, guys. I really had that trade, and I just did not have the constitution. Is that the right word? I just couldn't stay in it. I was too fickle. They're building up enough there that they could go higher, so I think that I want to just keep an eye out for another buy. Five-year hasn't busted out yet. The 30-year did, but the 5-year hasn't. 30-year looks like it's got some more room to go. I think I see John. Yeah, John says 143.08. And you would think this would be the buy, but with that 17 there, I don't know about that. I think we might get lucky and they might bust through this. Let's see. Well, you definitely got to take it off at 15.5. If you still had it long from 13.5. Okay. I think you could potentially sell it here. Yeah, maybe not. There's a little too much support at 02 from the ZB. Now the E-mini did end up moving a little bit higher. Mm. It's still kind of giving it to you there at 15. probably not going to see anything until after the E-mini opens. And it's anybody's guess which way that goes. We have seen pretty good week this week in equities. We might see some profit taking today. You might see a strong move up, but then the question is, do the treasuries react the same? Well, if the E-mini takes profits and moves down, then maybe we could see a move to 18, and the direction and everything is saying in CB that we gotta prefer longs. But I just see this possibility where the E-mini pushes up strongly, and then that would move us down, but it probably wouldn't move us down past 11. And that doesn't really make sense, so I think the better trade here right now would probably be to sell the E-mini right at around, you know, right there. Okay, that is suspicious. When did that show up? So there was a bunch of size at 160. Now it's showing up at 14.
I was picking up on a tweet now from President Trump.
Oh yes, that's right. Okay. And it's still holding at 15. Hmm. Well, I mean that there was like 8K at 16 when we first touched it. Now it's 65. So I suppose that kind of paves the way for them to be able to bust through it, but the whole thing just seems awfully bizarre. Just not a common thing in the 10 here. See here, they step up to it. I should probably just like anything crazy happens, I can just This really looks like consolidation higher to me. But I just see too many weird things. Kept me out of the trade. I don't know.
Some German auto news now picking up from Weibo that the ABA is looking to cadmium in our part.
Okay. Really strong bid. Nobody's hitting 16.5. Okay. It gets there. We definitely want to take it off there. This could very quickly turn around on us because the 5-year is driving us up. 5-year made a new high by a tick. It took a pretty strong move up to do it. And that could just come right back. And this 5K bid there following us, like on an uptick, 5K is a lot. A lot for them to not be taking 16.5 already. And there's 7K there now. So maybe some people that want fills, I don't know. This might give way upwards though. Profit. It thinks it's a short. Yep.
Block buy.
Yep. Oh, shit. Really? that I've never seen anything like that. That was weird. They sold so they sold the bid. All 4,000 that was on the bid actually did end up getting executed, and then they put up a huge offer, and somebody block bought the whole offer. It was, how much was it? It was a big one. It looked like it was a big one. Yep, it was a 4,000. Somebody bought 4,000, And now they've hit it again and they've absorbed another 8,000 at 16. That's what just happened there. That is crazy. And yet only 827 have gone into 16.5. Let's keep that in mind. But it's a lot less than it was before, isn't it? Like it was like 7 at one point, right? Okay, so here's Donald Trump is speaking. I don't have. He's probably these things always stop late. Oh, here we go. Donald Trump delivers remarks on the economy. Two ticks against this, just like that. Not good, is it? Okay, well, now that the 5-year has kind of come back, we actually could get a good push. I doubt anything significant's going to come out of this press conference. And what we're seeing right now is the equities open. I think we should get out because it's looking kind of finicky. Ah. This sucks. $15 is going to be a support area, so it's kind of hard to sell into that.
Just hearing that the Italy's FTSE MIB are raising its gains, it's now trading flat as traders cite comments from five-star founder Grillo supporting the Euro referendum.
Notice the E-mini continues to fade. Just kind of a slow move down.
Trading at pretty flat as traders citing comments from Five Star's founder support Euro referendum.
Okay, so buyers came in and really tried to push it up there. Okay. We really need to see the 5-year trade through 047. That was good. It's funny how they always say, oh, 7:30, and these things are always like 10 minutes late. He never starts talking right at the top. And then the news has to sit there and like, talk amongst themselves for 10, 20 minutes. Okay, well, that bid at 15 is just really finicky, isn't it?
Equity news saying Amazon is hitting a record high of 3%.
Well, we've been in this range for a while now. Maybe a little bit of support here in the 5-year now. So you mean you're going to break the low here? Yep. And the Treasuries tick down. Okay, well now we get to see what happens with this big order at 14. It sucks that we didn't get a winner on that one. This one is 16. Probably should have known better.
Heads up, then US President Trump is just about to commenting on the
Like, we don't necessarily, I guess the thing is that we don't want to see a ton of volume at the price that we get in now, right?
comments from Fitch saying the tightening labor market providing impetus monetary policy normalization by the Fed.
Morning.
Moments. An hour ago, you mean?
I am thrilled to announce second back to highest annual.
So there's too many people trying to lean on 14.
Right now, and I'll say not higher. Average.
See? And look, they pulled at 14.
Back to hit annual over. Approximately dollars. Sound like much?
Hearing from the US
It's
Defense
$3
Secretary
trillion
calling the Australian report strikes on
continues
fiction.
that the economy will rise more 10 years faster of either perhaps one report that trade deficit part because off by dropped by more than $1 billion. Deficit dropped. Adding 1 point add in growth percent. That would mean 12 American jobs. 12. Not including approximately $7. Before I came in private business, grew only 1% less, jumped 0.2%. Here it's growing at 9. Very that in many decades. Important thing, Larry cut. Very, very cut. I happen to think, well, accomplished, came into office 1.5 million working 8 years before. It lost almost 200,000 manufacturing jobs under. Oh,
President
they
Trump
say,
saying
well,
the
you have
numbers
to
for the
lose
next quarter are going to
manufacturing
be
jobs. It'll get
outstanding.
worse. Manufacturing jobs are obsolete. Obsolete. 10 million. Turned it all around. Again, we are the economic end of the entire world. When I meet leaders of countries, the first thing they invariably, President, congratulations, economy, entire world. Time. America is affected again, and America is winning again because we are finally putting America first. Everywhere we look, added 3.7 million jobs election. Number that is unthinkable. Back to the edit. No. You're in the midst of the longest positive job growth. Unemployment claims have lowest level almost half a century. African American unemployment rate has its lowest level recorded history. African best it's ever been. Hispanic unemployment rate has reached the lowest level. Likewise, Asian unemployment lowest level. Again, likewise, women unemployment rate lowest level. 5 years, and that will be. Veterans unemployment at its lowest level, 18. That number is rapidly top of which one Congress choice. Veterans come out and doctor. Unemployment for disabled Americans hit record low, lowest in more than 3.5 million Americans a food decade. 5 million Americans lifted 95% companies. That's the highest level also.
Just a heads up then, just under 10 minutes time, we'll get some of the university numbers for July. Final reading. The sentiment print we're looking for a reading of 97 spots, 1 unchanged on prior. Current conditions, no estimates for the prior print. 13 spots, 9 for expectations, 8 4. 1 year inflation expectations 2.9% on the prior. 5 to 10 year inflation expectations 4% for the prior reading.
Period.
It looks like there's a lot of people looking to catch it here.
A net exporter of gas for the first time. Have eliminated a record number of job killing.
Equity News Sync Allegan shares climbing as the deal reporters speculate
without one Democrat
interest.
vote. Biggest tax cuts and reform in as a result, the more Americans now enjoy bonuses, better jobs, far bigger. Every single that voted against it, voted against work. First 3 months after the tax cut, $100 billion poured back into the end when $4 trillion will be back. Apple alone is dollars. Same time, we are finally cracking down decades of foreign trade practice. Abused by companies, by the companies, countries, particularly abused by countries, allies. Like no ever been watching. All our jobs, plundered our wealth. I was at Granite City, Illinois, incredible sight. Audience, workers. Some of the roughest, toughest I've ever seen. Half of them. I don't know if they tried before in their life. Half of them had teeth opened.
This is a good story he's telling.
Opening 7 other places. And the
Equity
steel
on that
industry
Allegan
is
story
back.
hearing. Deal reps.
Open
Small
for
ICANN
business.
stake.
And we tariffs did it.
No, we're not going to get the fill.
Nobody mentions the fact that plants billions of dollars getting jobs coming in affected prices start to go down because we won't have foreign countries dumping Where they use dumping, still all over the place. Factories, our plants, destroying our companies, destroying jobs. I was elected, we added 400,000 new manufacturing. Obsolete. Big thing. Manufacturing. Also liberated millions of Americans from crushing Obamacare. Full individual mandate penalty is gone. Pay a lot of money for the privilege of not having by bad health care. Pay for it. Gone. Also probably on anything, but now on its last legs. And negotiated health plans, giving Americans the ability just open, going to be signing up. Giving Americans the ability to join together, purchase much better and more affordable health insurance, bidding all of the insurance they want to get it. Have great health care at a much lower price. United States. Taking care of our people. Finally, there's another matter.
And just a heads up, it's time to the top of the hour. Sentiment prints for July again. We're looking for a reading of
this moment of
unchanged
blame, carrying the remains. Great fallen heroes back to the tents. Families. Incredible Americans. Stay at rest.
One minute.
I've asked of others honor the sick. And every action fighting for hard work.
Really should have clicked into that at 14.5 so much earlier. It sucks that I missed it.
And it's thousands. Whether it's planes, missiles, form of military, making it possible for allies.
Sentiment coming in 97 spots, 9. Current conditions 114 spot, 4 expectations 87 spot, 3 1-year inflation 2 spot, percent 5 to 10.
Okay. The inflation expectations didn't change.
That's university sentiment coming in higher than expected. The prelim reading, the final read coming in at 97.9.
Imagine how. You know, as an economist, my duty to remind that we not make. I think back to the first time I met with you, talked about your vision. You might recall that, and the fact is that presidents, not just in the president said that if we economy have a tax reform, the data. One of the skyrocket. Finally, in time certain about whether have
Okay, they're having a fight at 15 again.
It's a little warm out here, so I'll be as great. President, how Kevin has. Look, had a pro-growth agenda, been in place for a short while. It low tax rate. Vote in investment. 10% half of this. That's going to. Well, that's the product. Rising wages, very strong times, and we make it tax cuts, particularly on the business and investment side, wages, livelihood, and jobs for middle American folks starting to take effect, and that's why I agree with the president. This is that will be sustainable.
Saying the US President Trump now ending his remarks.
Notice right here in that little yellow area I just highlighted, when we came up, the bids pretty much disappeared. Even here at the 18, it pulled a little bit. So they pulled all of their offers, but then there was an iceberg at 15. Now, I don't want to... I'm super tempted to click into 14.5, but my risk reward is that they shouldn't be able to touch 16, so I can't. Well, that would be 3 ticks. I suppose I can. I'm also noting that we are starting to get the cumulative delta in the 5-year is starting to turn around. Here's my stop. Yeah, here's the 5-year. It looks unhappy. You know, we gotta be careful. 13.5 might be a potential stopping spot, but really we want to see it go to 120 and maybe even to the bottom of this range right here. Okay, so now I'm seeing all of the bits are showing up again. And there's this big order in the 30-year is also a...
Continues hearing from 20 Hong Kong merger proposals have been approved by the majority of shareholders standing.
See, this is exactly why 14.5 is a problem. So we're flattening. we've been kind of flattening all day, actually. Just a little bit. Very, very subtle. Okay, so that pull's not good. Tick up is not good. Still fighting there. Good. Yeah, that's really bad. Now 15.5 is where I was willing to sell it if we did this. And Q is really frustrating today. Oh yeah, that's right. This is where we kind of had some weird action in the bond yesterday. Okay, we were coming up because the E-mini decided to take a step lower. So I think you still want to sell this.
equity wise, we are session in Nasdaq also both in this mechanic shares also down currently down and so way poor at.
Not so sure about this anymore. You took a pretty good jump up there. Well, I was hoping that I was going to get filled at 15.5 and then I could take it off at 14.5 and then let another one run, but it's not. As of yet, it's not doing that. Right, so there's your fill. Let's see if they hit 14 this time. That was not much of a move up at all for them to be coming down here, and I think that they might break out the bottom of this. And that spike up in the 5-year looks like really bad. These ones are so frustrating because I think that there's actually a really, really good chance that they're going to clear 14. But 8 have gone into it so far, right? And when they do trade it, they're probably just going to take the whole thing all at once. Like 2,000 contracts are going to go through and they're going to trade through it. If they do it. Granted, that's a big if. Okay. Well, that's a little better. 037, of course, it's being some support in the 5-year. How much is it going to take for them to trade through it? Seeing if it goes, they're going to take it all at once. And they're kind of toying around with the level 2 a little bit. Let's see, the E-mini's last stop was 28.38. 28.38, 25 right here. We need 143 to break for the ZB to really, for us to really get back to like the open for the pivot low. That was the third test. Okay, well I was wrong. They've traded 1,000. They didn't just trade it all at once. See, I kind of see us. Let's reset. Come on, dig down, ZB. Do it, do it. See, I'm sitting here thinking, if somebody could just set, throw a 300 lot on there, but I think if they did that, they would just absorb it. Too many leaners. In a picture of the queen with 2 corgi dogs. What? Wait, so did that mean that the buyout of Fox actually went through? They received shareholder approval, so they would still need. Let's see here. Oh, they already won antitrust approval on the condition that it would sell the sports regional networks. That's like really bad. The way that Disney has been consolidating the past couple of years really concerns me. Not supposed to be that way, guys. Okay. Are they gonna do it? Come on. Okay. Now the sellers are trying to step on the throat. And they just took out a big one. The buyers are trying to keep it bid and they keep pushing it down. And here they're gonna do it in ZB2. Okay. Nope. Sellers are really stacked on it that time. Oh, and some pulled at 143. Yep. Now the E-mini is not cooperating yet. So here was where I said there was a potential reversal area. They came up and they tested it. And now they come up again and that they're still not able to get through that resistance above us. Now they might be basing out here. I think somebody might be getting ready for the E-mini to take it, but it's, as of yet, it's not going. It's not cooperating. Okay, so now there's 13.5. If they get through 13.5, then we can get a rush back down to here. Or maybe even down to here, frankly. Because once you enter back into this, there's a probability, depending on how long you stay in here, there's a certain probability that you go to the other side. Right there. We can just put that in there, right? I'm not saying it's going to go there, but it's possible. I should move this to at least there. It should never get above that. Yeah. Getting fills in this mess is a real not fun. Okay. Now I see a potential short here. Okay. Well, I'm stupid, guys. I don't know what else to say. Like, shit. No, I'm not quite sure what my problem here is, guys. Got mine dumped 30 out at 29. Yeah, I don't like that 29. Well, it's the VWAP. You can see volume around the VWAP. It's a little random. I feel like that my exits are too random. I mean, I didn't necessarily... Well, I did. I saw absorption at 13.5 and then we ticked up. That's why I took it off. I didn't think that there was any chance that I was going to get filled at 13.5. And then they just blew right through it. Like, I should have known. And now it's there in the ZF. Yeah, I'm scared, but I wait and execute late. Yeah, I have the same problem. So now it's a situation like, what if they go to 11? Right? But is the risk reward there at this point makes much sense? And the E-mini actually continues to not cooperate. Does that put me at -1? Yes. Just I think there's two things that are not working right now with me. I think the one is what I just mentioned about the exits. Like where I get out at is random sometimes. Like if I get a tick up, then I'm like, oh crap, and I panic and get out. And sometimes that's the right thing, and sometimes it just goes right through and I regret taking it off. So I had another one like that, right? This one right here could have been a 4-tick winner. And I got out of it too early. And now this one could have been 2 or 3, maybe even more. And I got out of it. Then, but then the other thing that I think is random is the trade selection. Like, why did I take that one? Why didn't I hold that one? Yeah. Now see that right there at 13.5. Seems to me that when you start to get these big deltas both ways, that's often a reversal. Okay, well, so I don't have, why do I not have it on the 10-year? I think I should have it on the 10-year. I don't use it very often, but my cumulative delta difference column. Come on. Okay. So I would have liked to have taken it off at 13 or 13.5. I'm kind of wondering if this is a long hair. Should I try it? Well, so my risk to the downside is 12, 12.5. That makes sense. Not quite how you want to get filled.
Mark goes here. Percent.
And we would want to take it off at 15. Okay. Russell taking a beating. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on here in the I'm wondering about this offer here in the 5. This right here. Yeah. So I mean, it ticked against us when we got filled. And I didn't like how much they put on the offer. So the fill is not great, but only 10 orders have gone into 13. So it might be okay. Yeah, we got a tick up and a decent bid. And look, well, so not a whole ton pulled. What's Keith got to say here? I'm wondering. Resting orders are a big reason why price moves. So that's definitely, yeah. So I'm seeing that same thing. Though not quite as strongly as in his chart. Oh, so let me circle something. Hmm. So the E-mini is kind of appears to be hitting its support and staying.
Data out of Canada. Planning at
Right. I already took it. I'm gonna let it just do its thing. But
equity news passing small caps under pressure. One spot one. I don't know. So mine, that's interesting because on Keith's it looks really clear, but on mine it doesn't. After news going from Mexico's economy minister Gajardo's liking to sound ready to take off a
Okay. What's this? I add something on here accidentally. No?
Or from Mexico's economy minister to start on that.
12K. Wow.
On Mexico's economy, saying so engaged naturals.
Okay, well, we traded extra long today. I think we had 2 losers there, didn't we? No, we had a winner that barely went anywhere that we should have kept, and then we had a loser. See, we should have kept that one to at least to 13. Now this last step here that Keith is pointing out to us, I couldn't see that coming. Just really, you see it there. Big bust. I could only see that we had reached a support level. I couldn't tell if it was, and that we were getting this. That's why I took it was because of all that noise. So I saw that, you know, like here. I thought it was like this. But you can't see. don't know, the way the way that Jigsaw shows it on this is not, I don't think it just doesn't quite work for Treasuries. Like, I'm sorry. Where is his? You know, we deleted it. So you can't see it anymore. I can see this. This is 55, and this is 58, and then 40. This is 56, 58, 64. But I think you're just bouncing out of that, and it's even, so. See, mine just does not freaking show that one. Well, it does a little bit. You see, here's his, and you have mine right next to it, right? It doesn't show it. Did I say that I was stupid? I don't know. I think I did make a couple of stupid trades in retrospect, but I think personally, and I don't mean to be this like, because I know what I'm gonna say is gonna kind of be like eye rolling, sort of a thing, but I think I'm pretty smart, and that kind of works against me sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I'll overthink it and kind of let my emotions get in the way of it because of that. Or I just think I know something that I really don't, and because generally I'm a pretty smart person, it doesn't, you know, I don't see the possibility of being wrong. You know, it's like, yeah, or analysis paralysis. It's like, if I was going to be a good scalper, I would rather be humble than smart. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's me. I'm the kind of person that most people have told me during my life that they thought I was smart. So, but this, yeah, I mean, I get what Keith is saying. I can't see it. I can't see it. Like his, it's like this little white thing, and it's just there for a second, and it moves up, and it's like, okay, great. So you could have bought 12.5, right? Like, or 12? You could have bought 12, right? I don't see that one on my chart. Where is it? I actually can see it stacked a little bit, and then it pulled a little bit, and then it stacked again when they ticked up, is what I can see. And I can see that it was there earlier, too. So Keith wrote his own indicator, but it's in Sierra charts. So let's see. Because I don't think he's listening right now. Otherwise, he would be responding to me. Doesn't look the same at all. And in fact, the thing I would point out here is that there's like here, 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 here. No, it's not. It's not the same at all. Yeah. Um, it's not that one. It's this one. It's right here. I think that my... No. Oh, you are listening. So you can see. So don't get me wrong, Keith. I think you're a really good trader. I'm just, and I really want to be able to see what you're talking about. I just can't. I don't seem to get it all the time. Because the two things is, one, I don't seem to be able to see it with my instruments. I thought I was earlier in the week, but because I have seen some things like where's a good example on here where it's like okay, we came down and then when we came back up, and I can see that the size is kind of stacking above it, and so it seems like that they're pushing it down. But anyways, and then it's kind of interesting that they were pumping up right there. That's when I changed the depth scope, though. So when I change it to show all levels, that's all 10 levels, then you see it. And see, there's that. There it is right there again. So there's an instance where it's like they pulled and they traded through it, and then you see on the next price they're stacking up. So it's like they wanted it to trade that price. They wanted to get filled there. Change the depth tuner to 1. Then you get that. We'll post it in there so everybody can see. You like it better that way, huh? So why do you think that that's better? That's interesting, because I thought that it was better when you could see when it was all black. You know what I mean? Hold on a second. I got like 10 minutes, so because you can see orders pulling and stacking better. Well, see, his is definitely in closer, right? So here's what we're gonna do, since I'm not gonna be taking any more trades. Okay. So now we can make it super big. I really want, though, the reason why I'm making it so big is because I want to see these. Okay. So, clear that, and then we want the interval to be like way less like 10. So we can really, so that we can really see what's going on. Okay. And this is, okay, so with the depth scope at 10 and the depth tuner at 1, that seems to me to be like the one that like shows you the most detail. I changed it to this because I felt like it showed me what was big and what was going on a little bit better, right? But let's keep it at 1 for a second. And let's mark some of the spots that we're talking about. Okay, so the one, wait, where did I put chat? There it is. Okay, so the one that I'm still weirded out by is that I don't necessarily see this spot on Keith's. Same here. Usually it's on 300 ticks. Okay. Interesting though. So because like he deleted his thing, so you don't have to like post us a picture again, but this is significant to you, right? This right here, right? And then that was it stopped it essentially, right? And then this hold and this stacked, so we moved up, right? And since there was not really anything there to stop us, they went up, and I guess that was just as far as they could go, I suppose. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's weird. So now this right here, I'm kind of wondering why that happened. I shouldn't even be able to see that. I think that my depth shouldn't be able to see that far. Like those must be resting from earlier. So I'm wondering why it's trying stuff there, but that's kind of interesting. Okay, but so we were talking about this area right here. So what is going on over here? Well, I can see, yeah, you have your resting extinct from the last known death. Well, that's why I'm saying it, like it changed there in an area that it shouldn't be able to change. So that's kind of weird to me. Okay, but so here is where I can see, okay, so the reason why this is blue is, I think, oh, so it's right here. Wait, I need to change this. I need to go to a pointer. Okay. So right here is where something happened. Interesting that it does not show. Right. That might be why some of this changes sometimes, for sure. So I'm just, I want to draw a couple of things here. So I'm seeing this area and this area, this one, and then this one, right? Okay, so you can see there when we ticked up, they pulled through here. And that's why you get the blue there, is the offers pulling. Okay, and then when we got down here, it kind of changed around. Bids pulling. Offers pulling, although a lot of that happens because we're ticking up, right? Now right here, bids pulling. Okay, so that's interesting. So because we were in this area, this whole area here, I should have still considered it selling. And even then it's still selling, but here it's maybe a little bit of a buy, but it's only equal to the thing before, and that's when we tick lower. Okay, so here was the fall. That was the one that I thought was that I didn't get right? Because I was long from like 13.5. Yeah. So see here on this one, you still can't see it. Because when you look at the bids versus overall offers, it's still kind of even. And then when you look at the stacking, it's kind of gone back and forth a little bit. So that doesn't help either. Now I'm thinking though, there are some settings here for this. Auction Vista. And then this one is the depth imbalance. So, oops, just minimize it. So if I don't show imbalance, what does it show? Okay, that just shows everything. So that's imbalance. If I show 10, okay, and that's a little bit better, isn't it? Because now that very clearly shows us that there was an imbalance from ever since here, really. There was a lot of offers. And you're saying right here at this point that these offers are just too much. These offers are too much and they're pulling, and we're going to go through. That's interesting. So if I only show like the inside 3, but when you show 10, now what about flip? That's weird. Snapshot levels, but bit doesn't really change that much. Okay, well, there's also volume. I haven't been showing that one because I'm like, eh. See, now another thing though is that this was kind of what I was saying before with the deltas, like this this area right here. And then this area kind of started to do it again. These ones didn't really. And then this one kind of started to do it right here. These are potential pivots because the delta is going around all over the place. That means that there is now disagreement. See, like here, it's all up. Okay, now somebody maybe disagrees. They lost, but now some people are still selling, and that's kind of the disagreement. But we're not looking at that. We're looking at the stacking. So on this one, you can kind of see his buy there. It's super subtle. So then my question is, do we see that anywhere where it didn't work? Well, okay, so there's another one. And there's another one. Okay, and here's a spot where they ticked through it, but when they ticked through it, they caught it still. And then here's another one where they ticked through it and they still caught it. But where was the is it earlier? Yes, it was. It's this one right here. Okay. So here was the one where there was the big order, but then there was a big order on this side. And this one pulled. And then nothing really happened here. It just kind of, I guess they just decided that they weren't going to go through here. This one I saw. I think this one was the one that I saw and I didn't take it, right? Like I said, I was going to get 13.5 to 14.5 and I didn't take it. That was this right here. So I definitely saw Keith's trade there. Although I have to, so another thing, you're still watching, can I see it? Can we still see it? Yes, we can. Where was it? Oh, there was one the other day. Can't see it. There was one where we did that sort of thing, like we came down and you could see it starting to get white there, and we didn't actually go through. Hold on a second. Anyways, let's see. If he's using a 300 T chart for each increment, will be 300 ticks. Auction Vista updates it by tick. So the imbalance will stretch a bit wider in Vista than it will on a 300 tick chart. I think so. Because I think the interval is like either a time or a tick. It's kind of weird. And I think that they've changed it a few times too. So the next thing is, oh my, that's not what you want to see. Oh, I see why. Yeah. Turn off that. Okay. Now let me, yes, okay. Come on. Let me fix it. Let me fix it. What the heck? Okay, there we go. So let's try doing it the same way. Change the depth tuner to 1. And here on the auction vista depth and balance, show 10. And on the flip, show 10. Yeah, Vista goes by seconds, so like if it gets an imbalanced color on a 300 picture, yeah. I thought somebody just posted something and I just read an old comment. Sorry. 10. 10. Those things don't work when they're off the screen. Boom, boom, boom. So there you go. So this is where I'm saying, like, this one, really on that trade, really the key is this spoof pulling but stacking above it and goes down. Oh, and changes back the interval back to 30. So I think this does a really good job of showing what we're selling. And maybe we've flipped around, at least temporarily. Although you can't really, I find it interesting that this overall, this part is a little bit slow. Like this one, this is where it's really, right? That's where you can really see it. That pulling right there. Pulling. And then it starts to stack. Then it starts to stack. You can actually see on this one, the buyers actually fought it a little bit. And it pulled the whole way, and buyers were buying it. But the cumulative delta still went down. I don't know. So I need to make my analysis a little bit more. Well, let's try it with those charts and see if that helps. I guess the point, probably the better point though, is that if this is all red and this is all red and this is all red, probably don't want to be buying it. Bitcoin is in full fuck you mode. Oh yeah. 845. So it hasn't like died like super big, but you can definitely see, like, look, like especially there, right? This whole move right here. Can you see that? That was your clue that something up was up. Okay, well, we've gone like way over today. But I will catch you guys next week.